I know for a while, I don't know if they do it anymore, but I think in the 1904 one they had tug of war. And of course, fancy diving. Which, by the way, there was no a pool for it, so they just did that in a lake in 1904.
Okay, it's like, they just did it onto like concrete. It was also a ritual.
Oh, during the World's Fair, they tried to have a bullfighting thing, but bullfighting was outlawed in the United States and in Missouri at the time. But the guy built a stadium for anything, and so tried to stall for time to figure something out. And
was Missouri not part of the United States?
I mean, it was all. I probably specifically also in Missouri had laws already in place.
Okay.
It was like it's double legal there.
You could have double jail. They put a jail on top. They put you in a cell, and they put a cell in your cell, and you have to be inside that.
Enjoy your massage. So anyways, the guy who, built an entire stadium out of, wood for this. And, he was stalling for time by, having, I think some horse tricks, and then later, what it was called a lacrosse demonstration. And then, they get the first bullfighter out, and then, the sheriff's like, hold on, no. And, they take them inside to tell them, no, you cannot kill a bull in front of an audience. And so they announce, of course, that this isn't happening, and no, there's gonna be no refunds. So a riot ensued. A bunch of rocks were thrown through the window. Oh yeah, that was another, I think, thing for the anthropology games, rock throwing. And so...
when you can't get shot puts.
Yeah, and they threw a bunch of rocks. They got into the bull den and released the bulls, but the bulls were so emaciated they didn't do anything. And so that really pissed the crowd off, so they burnt the whole fucking stadium to the ground. Well, specifically, they set a bunch of hay on fire because everything was made out of wood and, pine straw. It just lit up.
Right.
And later, two of the bullfighters got in a fight, and one of them killed the other.
Damn.
I mean, they have swords and shit, so...
Yeah, no, I mean, I know that, a purpose of a bullfight is to kill a bull, and they do it with weapons, so, yeah.
I think, they're, I forget, I think it's Mexico where their bullfights, they don't kill the bull, they just fucking, run him around with the cape and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's
Spain, I think,
don't know
about
Spain still kills them. I don't actually know about Mexico. I have not done a lot of research into bullfighting. Although, I mean, Mexico, you still have cockfights.
Unfortunately, they cannot catch up to Japan, who has invented the purest form of animal fighting, the rhinoceros beetle fight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
beetle
no one
fighting
gets hurt. It's just a fucking rhino. One gets flipped
Yeah,
over.
you hit them. You get them with brushes, so they get real angsty, and then they throw each other around. And it gets into the same level of competitive animal events as anything else, where you have you have Hercules beetles that are worth thousands of dollars.
And that's what Pokemon's based off of.
Yep. In fact, I think there's arcade games where you can there's arcade games in Japan that are beetle fighting games where they have the memory card feature, so you can store your beetle and bring it in and fight your friend's beetle. And of course,
then they have also the big bad Beetleborgs, who live in a haunted mansion with Dracula.
Wasn't that a mashup of 3 different Toku shows?
It was one Toku show, but
Oh yeah, VR Troopers is the one that was mashed up with 3 different shows.
Yeah.
And and VR Troopers ended because they ran out of footage from the other shows.
Yeah, were the 3 shows happening, intercut between each other, or was it like Voltron, where, oh, we have this one season, and then we're doing Vehicles Voltron, which no one gives a shit about?
I haven't watched it in a long time, but like I know that they couldn't ever show the characters in the same scenes together because they didn't have the in-suit footage. But one of the other problems was that the shows that Saban bought the footage from did a lot of close-ups of the characters in suit, and the problem was those characters had visors that were translucent. So there was a lot of footage they couldn't use because it was like clearly not this person in the suits. I remember also the Voltron was. Whoa! What is this weapon?
Oh, it's my hair. It's my wrench.
Why does it have like contrails now?
Yeah, it's powerful.
Why does it glow with an evil red aura?
Well, it glows
because it has slayed enough foul clown beasts to absorb their energy.
Listen, it glows with an awesome power, and it's telling me to defeat you.
Yeah, this wrench of his is burning red.
Also, I apparently learned that the producers of G Gundam explicitly told the director that to not have dudes have, like, regular people fighting Gundams. And he was betting on the fact they didn't launch episode 13 where Master Asia beats up a bunch of fucking, like, Death Army mobile suits.
To be fair,
right, yeah,
he wasn't a regular person.
Isn't he fighting like a bunch of Zaku units and like him as a man just like punches them and destroys
they're
them?
not
tornado and, like,
Zakus are
flies
specifically to Universal Century, Matt. They are Zaku-like. They are Zaku kin, if you will.
He turns like a human tornado and like punches a hole through the middle of them. And there's another point where like uses like some bandana and turns into a whip that he like stabs through.
Yeah, I remember that scene specifically. I haven't seen a lot of G Gundam, but I've seen.
You're missing out.
Yeah, no, I know I am. I just haven't watched it. And also, it like that his horse also gets like saran wrapped, and it controls the horse suit.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, he's Master Asia, undefeated of the East, but soon he's gonna be undefeated of the North, South, East, West, and Center, Super Asia, Master of all.
I also remember that I also vaguely remember that Doman Kashu has just a really well-toned ass.
Yeah. Well, everyone in that show does.
A lot of characters in that game. I'm saying game. A lot of characters in that show do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a universal statement to be a Gundam pilot.
Yeah.
Although I guess when you get like wrapped in like a skin tight suit,
fighter
like,
in that series, Zach, you don't pilot anything. You fight inside a Gundam.
You pilot it to fight inside it. I don't give a shit.
Listen, whoever wins, their country gets to become president of space. These are very important competitions, Max.
I didn't disagree with that. I just don't care about the labeling.
Oh, the egg. Egg get.
So, also, there's just plenty of, like, stupid bullshit Gundams that show up in that series. And surprisingly not least of which... I mean, yeah, Holland being a windmill.
Yeah, because the first part of the competition
good.
is, like, a survival, like, fucking PlayerUnknown's Battleground part, where you're like, oh yeah, just survive until the actual tournament starts, and then get there in time. So, you know, the Nether Gundam's like, well, if we're just a windmill, no one will fight us.
And then there's also the Mexico Gundam that just has a sombrero.
It has a sombrero and a cactus arm.
To be fair,
but it doesn't actually get to fight at all.
The English translation.
It just immediately gets owned.
It is.
And then I also like what Japan's idea of the future of the United States is in that Neo America's heroes named Chibody Crockett.
Yeah.
Yo, okay, but Chibody Crockett is the best character in that show.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely bar none. It's just like, it's one of those moments like on par with like, you know, like Street Fighter has like fighters that are supposed to be representative of all their countries, and then you have Blanca, who apparently represents Brazil.
Yeah, well,
to be fair, Chibody represents America more than the Russian guy represents Russian, whose entire deal is he's a space pirate and he's in jail. Because all of Russia is a prison.
Their most confident Russian boy was just a very bad man. The end.
You got over that bridge finally. All right, now we get to have another good round of good round of Svita in Gulf country.
I think my favorite thing about the Russian Gundam setup is that in the early to survival segments, that anyone who wanted to properly Gundam fight him had to try and break into the jail first.
What?
Well, because like how you're not allowed to fight a Gundam fighter when they're outside of their Gundam. Like you weren't allowed to. It was against the rules.
Wait, so he's in the tournament, but they didn't let him out of jail to fight the tournament?
No, they only let him out when they're ready for him to fight, and they don't and the Russian government doesn't have to agree for him to fight.
Yeah, and they just keep his mobile suit hidden. Man, like fucking what are you gonna do about it? And then, he has this...
And, it's a big conspiracy. Other people got caught trying to fight him.
Yeah,
a lot of people ended up in jail, Matt.
Yeah, and then also, he's got, even when he gets, they stop doing the jail thing, he's always got, this Russian handler near him. Because, he's a convicted criminal.
Alright, yeah, just like Bill Goldberg.
Anyway, Chivity Crockett has the best Gundam, just hands down. Maxter Owens.
No, Bill Goldberg had the cops to protect the other people from him.
Maxter Gundam owns so much though because it's a football-playing cowboy Gundam. It's got football pad shoulders, kind of a helmet-looking thing, but it's got revolvers on its hips and to fly, and so the other ones are just thrust. It pulls out a surfboard that it stands on top.
Oh yeah, he's got a surfboard that's a shield.
And very importantly, the shoulder pads from the football player pop up and turn off into super boxing gloves. Yeah, they can punch through.
I think there was also a recent update manga version where he gets a mid-season upgrade, which makes his football helmet also a cowboy hat.
Oh my god.
The only part I remember from that is that his shoulder pads rocket off of his shoulders and he puts his hands up and they land on his hands.
Yeah, it owns immensely.
Also, man, that Svita almost went the worst it could have.
Yeah. By the way, in the first fight with Domo breaks out of the broken up Statue of Liberty.
Yes, that's true. He hides inside the Statue of Liberty and busts his way out of it when he's ready to fight.
Yeah. Don't worry, they built a new one, though, in space that has a laser.
Of course.
Also, Chibity's mom, Chibity is an orphan because his mom, when his mom was going into space, they got separated due to a clown attack.
You say due to a clown attack?
Yes! Because it
Matt,
comes up because he has to fight a clown.
I don't think you understand. G Gundam's a very good show.
No, I know that. I just
He had to fight a clown and then overcome his fear of clowns.
And that's our end. No, not even for
No, there's still more show, guys.
There's still,
I know there's more Dark Cloud too, but there's just nothing else to say after that, is there? Just, yeah, he got over his clown fear from the clown space attack. Clown's robo attack
Remember
in space.
the Egyptians was literally a mummy?
Yep.
Powered by...
the pilot was
of course, it was
undead.
powered by DG cells, meaning he had assistance from the Devil Gum and Kyoji.
But the fact that it was literally an undead pharaoh that was the pilot of the Gundam.
And then,
Your old-fashioned Japanese racism.
And then Turkey's, fighter was just kind of a dude. But it was also possessed by DG cells.
While not at all indicative of anything relating to, racial or ethnic assumptions, one of my favorite ones is Sweden's Gundam.
Oh yeah, the Sailor Gundam.
It looks like a Sailor Moon type of shit, but then
actually it's specifically Sailor Venus, because Sailor Moon hadn't come out yet, I think.
Which Gundam had like a fencing foil?
That was Francis Gundam, Noble Gundam. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
Who also was bullshit because he had funnels. Funnels are pieces of shit.
Yeah. He had rose funnels specifically because George was a good boy.
George was very strong and real, and my
Was there an Italy Gundam?
Probably.
There had to be.
I know, like, there's a Zulu Gundam. Guess where that's
and that's very offensive, too.
Yeah.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
Italy won. Oh yeah, it's the first one. Is owned by Macello Chariot, the mafia boss in Neo-Italy.
So is it okay? So is it like a Roman Gundam?
No, it's the first one that shows up, so it's actually relatively plain.
He gets another one later on, even. Same with, like, the guy who piloted Grand Bold Gundam, England's one, which is literally like a Buckingham Palace guard. Gets a different one later on because he becomes a zombie and revived by DG Zells.
You gotcha. Yeah. Also, isn't Devil Gundam? Isn't that like a weird like Hydra monster that has like Gundam heads?
Okay, so it was built to like repair Earth's like the damage dealt to all like the pollution, and then repeatedly having giant robot fights on Earth because no one gives a fuck anymore because we all live in space.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rich people live in space.
Yeah, the meek inherit the earth. Yeah.
And
it's like Illyrium or whatever that fucking map
Yeah, we
is.
followed through. The meek inherited the earth. The earth just sucks.
It was weird because it's kind of the opposite of usual Gundam politics, where all the people in Earth are like the rich assholes, and all the people in space are fighting for their rights.
Right.
But,
Well, it's also different than the normal Gundams in that like.
Well, I mean,
it's in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's not like it's a super robot show, unlike most Gundams, which are like based in reality at least somewhat. Also, we got
the message is still like war's bad, but like what if we did this instead of war? This would kick ass.
Let's see. Yeah, so the Devil Gundam was built to and it's like made out of DG cells. It's made out of nanomachines, son. So it's like always, like one of its like key powers is a power to self-improves. Like it's power to self-improve, power to self-replicate, and I forget what the third truth of the G Gundam DG cells were. But yeah, it's made out of nanomachines, so it just like becomes bigger and more and like weirder over time.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, I know what this Gundam looks like. I haven't seen the end of G Gundam. One of my friends in college played the shit out of Dynasty Warriors Gundam.
Alas, the bad game. As much as everyone wants good Gundam games. Ah, Billy, our good fish.
Listen, I've heard the first couple Dynasty Warrior Gundam games were okay. For Dynasty Warrior games.
I think that I remember playing the original Dynasty Warriors Gundam, and I felt like I had played a bunch of other Dynasty Warriors games, and Dynasty Warrior Gundam turned me off because it was very slow.
That was the biggest problem for it. It had a lot of other issues, kind of like blandness of the scale they put you on.
Yeah.
And
whereas,
space
yeah, like
really
the big draw of the other Dynasty Warriors games is like
how
you kill like
frenetic
you kill like a billion dudes, and there's like a lightning storm going on, and everything's really stupid.
Crazy Chinese magic pours out of your hands, and I don't know what's happening. And that's not trying to be racist; it's actually is Chinese magic, and you're not sure what the fuck's happening. And then just everything explodes, and like it just reads in the corner like you killed hundreds of men in one hit. Good job on that genocide.
And it's like, it's the weird thing because I remember I liked Dynasty Warriors, but then I also played 99 Nights, which is like Dynasty Warriors, but you kill 10 times as many dudes per level.
1 million troops. Also, I haven't been talking about this fish tank. We got a fish named Belly. And there's a battle pool and a breeding pool.
What is this? What is the mechanic behind this fish tank? Why are we filling this fish tank?
All right.
It comes up later, but
there are a couple things. There's actually like a story thing that requires it coming up later.
Is the fish tank narrated by Leonard Nimoy?
No, unfortunately, we are not seamen.
Do the fish talk to us?
No. These are not men of the sea. Seaman.
Well, I got plenty of seamen, but none right here. Okay, but anyway.
They all got their birth certificate.
The other thing about it, though, like, the thing about having the fish tank is that it allows you to raise fish.
Yeah.
Like, they actually have names and they have stats, and you can actually interact with those, feed them certain diets, and they'll change qualities. You can, I think, breed them together.
You can also change your gender with carrots.
Yes. There's a number of things you can do with the fish tank, and there ends up being, like, fish races and other competitions you can do later that give you real dang prizes, like diamonds and shit. I don't know why people are so into fish racing that they're willing to put that up, but there you go.
I think in Rogue Galaxy there's something similar with, like, frog races.
You know, people just realize that, like...
And I guess this dates back to the Chocobo races of Final Fantasy VII.
Fish breeding, for the most part, is the least vital of, like, any of these side minigame things. There are, like... There's a one thing you need for the story, but that's really easy, and then everything else, like, you can get money and treasures from it, but it's not gonna, like, unlock anything else major for you.
I mean, same thing with... You don't even need to do the Chocobo race.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, compared to all the other ones in this game, for example, like Spheda, there's reasons to pursue it, like, not just that it gets you treasures, but that, like, spoilers, but not really, one of the people who can join up with you will join up with you after you complete a number of Spheda holes.
Well, isn't that also the same thing about, like, catching fish and, some of the, what were the other mini games?
Catching fish, there were a few NPCs that do care about that, plus to do the fish stuff you need to catch fish, which also means it's needed for the same anything that is related to raising fish, you already caught fish for, so therefore it is inherently more important.
Yeah. And then I guess, well, really, like, talking to animals, that only has one use, and it's early on.
I wouldn't really call that a
if you don't have the guide,
mini-game.
you can figure out what other animals want from it.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a mini-game per se for that one, but I would also say that, like, you do unlock something notable, which is the ability to play as new monsters. As much as it's non-essential, like, it's at least a mechanical change, so it's a big deal.
The ability to talk to monsters, like, will tell you how to get the other monsters.
Sure.
And also you get that good flavor text.
And yeah,
Right.
it's fun and cute, but really, it still is unlocking something, right? Like, you're getting something out of doing it. It's not just like, oh, hey, I'm getting some treasure that I can turn into monies. No, it's actually that it gives you these things that you can turn into.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again,
although so
while
far
unnecessary,
those haven't been, like... So far we haven't found any of those that are particularly, like, useful.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about that is they all start off at low level. You level them up like anything else.
And like, when you get to the end of their level, you get, like, a prize.
I will agree. Not necessarily particularly useful, but at the same time, like, it's still more than I'm raising a fish. Right? Like, unlocking things with the fish is just like, I guess my fish is better at racing now.
Billy is gonna be the best Nuki. He did it all for the Nuki.
Done with this world. Goodbye.
What were we talking about before we were talking about fish?
Gundam.
That's really the question of life, isn't it? I think we're talking about Gundam.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
G Gundam.
So a Greek's Gundam is a centaur.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I'm honestly surprised that Italy didn't have, like, a Roman-themed Gundam, like a Centurion or something.
Sure, it was Italy, or I thought did the battle just take place in Portugal? Where that detective offered to buy Domo pizza.
I don't know. Very important thing with the Noble Gundam, the sailor one from Sweden, is not only is it just pretty stylish in my opinion, but not everyone has to agree with that. And piloted by a character that is basically summed up as being female Domonkashi, but better.
Mm-hmm.
He's Domo's biggest fan.
The final part is that it has a special drive in it called the Berserker system.
Okay.
That just makes someone get, like, crazy bloodlust, but gets super good at piloting everything, and then
because
all their base systems
Vikings.
are lowered to just destroy your foe.
Yeah, Vikings.
Nice.
So she enters into super blood rages and just fucks your day. It's great.
Awesome. She's just a badger.
Yeah. basically.
Y'all remember Redwall?
God, Redwall was something. I'm not really sure what it was, but it was something. I read so many of those books.
Remember Warrior Cats?
No, I didn't read those books, and I'm happy.
Remember those one series of novels about...
Remember when you and the old school rowdies was sitting around reading Warrior Cats?
Kicking around an old
back in the
piece of
19th
cat.
centuries?
Remember
Dr.
those
Tran remembers.
series of novels about a bunch of bears that got transported to another planet?
You hear that? That's the clip-clop sound of Trout Leaf, the warrior cat.
To be fair, Trout Leaf is a warrior cat ass name.